Alright, so this is a video of a neural network I trained using OpenAI. So the first step would be to activate my Anaconda environment, which I used to train this neural network. So that's why I entered in source activate universe, and so now here this is my Anaconda environment, which is kind of like a virtual environment where I installed all of my dependencies and stuff. So if you just look through at what there is, alright, and then so here there's a folder called Pong, and my neural network is basically a neural network that knows how to play the game of Pong pretty darn well. So we'll check it out real quick. See it in a sec. So without training, it would look something like this. So here you can see this is supposed to be, this is the computer here, and then this is the like actual AI. So we're here right now, and clearly we're not doing very well because it's untrained. So you can see that the green is slowly but surely learning. So this is how it started out when I first started training the neural network, and you can see it's like doesn't know what to do at all. And then you have the left side here, which is like a pre-programmed AI. So this program, or the, I guess, peach colored player is was previously programmed to move in a certain direction so that it could hit the ball pretty consistently. And surprisingly enough, after many weeks of training on my shitty computer, which does not have very good specifications, and I'm not using a GPU, so the training took a little longer for me. But either way, I was impressed with the results. So you can see here, I don't think we've scored a single point yet, but could just let this go on for a bit longer, and then I'll show you the version that I trained, and it does a lot better. So yeah. Okay, if we want to, can exit out of this now. Alright, so here we see that there's a program called pg-pong.py, that stands for policy gradients. So how this works is I'm using reinforcement learning. Like you saw here in the demo, it was continuously playing the pre-programmed computer, and what it does is it tries to learn how to beat it through reinforcement learning and through policy gradients. So let me just run this program, which should load save.p, which is the current neural network. So it'll load this save file, which has like all the information it needs. And surprisingly, that the save file is only like 35 megabytes, so not much information, but it took a long time to get those 35 megabytes, and now it works pretty well. So we'll see how well it does right now. See, automatically it scored a point, and I'm pretty sure it's gonna win. It's not fully functional because it's not the best algorithm, but it's a lot better than nothing, and it might even better than me at this game, because like I've tried playing on the computer, and I've lost a few times to the pre-programmed AI, but here we can see it's already winning 8-2, and each time it wins I made sure that it would get exclamation marks, so it wants to maximize reward, right? So every time it gets like a +1, then it kind of remembers that what it did, and then it uses that to basically figure out how to actually win the game. Um, so the computer knows nothing about Pong. It just knows whether it's winning or losing based on the rewards, and based on that, it can see it sees the pixels, and based off of the pixels, it kind of like moves around, and now we're kicking ass, or just being a lot better than the demo version that I showed you. I mean, the pre-programmed AI still scored like a decent number of points, but here we're gonna win the game soon, um, and it creates these like really nifty shots, as you can see here, where it scored like twice, 3 times in a row. And these kind of nifty shots, it learned on its own, and oftentimes it can be hard for a human to actually execute these when a human is playing the game. So it's pretty cool. And with these nifty shots, it learns to outsmart the pre-programmed AI. So now we can see that the learned function based off of the neural network is just so much better than a program that kind of like you try to like program everything at once, whereas this you just give it a ton of trials for it to learn it by itself. So it's learning the algorithm by itself and learning things that humans couldn't even have thought of, or just like programmed it in such a way that it outsmarts what humans thought of beforehand. Um, so yeah, we won the previous game by 11 points, and you can see here there's a running mean. So the running mean is like our winning average. So I've been kind of keeping track of some of the statistics, and there's also a win percentage. So here you can see that there's a win percentage of 100%, and usually after like, I don't know, 20-30 games, the win percentage is around like 90 or so percent. So I mean, it's not winning every single game, but it's winning a lot more than I did when I was playing the game against the computer. Um, so me personally, I don't think I'd want to go up against the network that I just trained, because I'm pretty sure it would beat me. Um, so yeah, we can just watch this a bit longer, but yeah, it's doing pretty well. I mean, 6 to 8, hopefully something. Oh shoot. Um, yeah. Like, it's not the best network, because obviously if it was really good, then the computer wouldn't be able to score anything. So I mean, there's always room for improvement, but the fact that I was able to do this on my own and figure everything out, I found that pretty rewarding to be able to get to this point so far. So I'm happy with the progress I made. Um, and I mean, it's just fun watching something you've trained, outperform like a pre-programmed AI, which kind of shows like there's progress being made in innovation and in computer science and stuff. So yeah, I like that. Um, and then you can see here now the opponent's already scored 13 points, and there's like a slight glitch around like the middle. I mean the top third, when the ball enters the top third area. So that's just a thing that the neural network isn't really paying attention to. Um, but yeah, I mean, we're probably gonna win this game again. So, oh yeah, but this time um, there's a glitch. Okay, so we won that game even though there was a glitch. So I guess the opponent scored um, 16 points because it said the reward was 5. So you can see here, like, even though we're winning, the opponent is still scoring points. Um, so obviously there's like better networks out there, but I've been a little busy with like school and stuff, and yeah. So for now, this is what I have, um, and I mainly did this over like winter break, and another thing was like I'm using Linux right now, and so I had to like install that to learn how to do all that stuff. Um, and then one time in at school when I came back from winter break, I actually did something where I deleted my entire Linux operating system. Um, I don't know how, but like I clicked an option on the Windows Start Error Recovery menu. It was like Start Windows with Error Recovery. So yeah, but I managed to recover the neural network, and yeah, and then I reinstalled Linux, and so here, and then I trained it some more over a couple weeks. So now we have something good, or else it would have wasted many hours where I was training this thing like literally all night. I would just leave the computer on and it would just train. But yeah, I'm glad nothing drastic happened, and I'm glad that I was able to recover the most important things of my from my Linux operating system. So yeah, yep. Um, so yeah, these games are pretty slow, you know. Um, yeah. Well, it looks like we're currently losing, but we did win 3 games in a row. It says here games won 3, so we've won 3 games, and this takes a while. So like, you know, it's kind of getting a little, you know, boring. And I mean, we've seen like what the neural network can do. So yeah, I mean, if I maybe we can come back, but if we're about to lose this game, I'll probably just end the video so we don't see that part. Yeah, and I guess clearly you can see this isn't the best, but at least it's like being competitive and, you know, hitting the ball back and forth and stuff. Um, so yeah, it's not like just fidgeting around like in the demo. Um, all right, all right. Yeah, see right there, just then that shot, that was like a glitch that the neural network just doesn't seem to handle very well. So if you're able to hit it down that spot, you might be able to beat the neural network, but it's still pretty solid. All right. Well, this is a close game. Obviously, we don't want the games to be close. We want to be able to dominate, but you know, sometimes it's fun to watch a close game. Oh, nifty. Oh, shoot. It crashed. Okay, so fortunately we won. It says the reward total was 1, so that means we won the game by 1 point. And then the running mean 10, games won 4, win percentage 100. Alright, let's see this guy dominate again. Um, Hopefully we'll win 5 games in a row, and then I think by that point you're probably bored out of your mind. So let's just get this game over with, and then I'll end the video. Oh, shoot. Okay. Alright. Alright. And then another thing I didn't mention was like to train it faster, I had to turn off the display here. so that the game wouldn't display, and I would just see like the terminal output where it's like game finish, reward 1, -1. So basically, like, for the first like day or two, I was seeing just like straight up -1, reward -1, and then all of a sudden I started like slowly seeing exclamation marks, and I was like, wow. And so then when I started seeing like a ton of exclamation marks, I got pretty excited that I knew that it was like starting to work. And so now when I see like exclamation marks, I'm just like really grateful for the process, starting out with like the humble beginnings and then being able to come to this point where I'm seeing exclamation marks and it's winning and stuff. So yeah, and then after a certain point I decided to turn on the display and see how well it's playing, and it's playing pretty darn well, so pretty happy with the results. And let's see if this guy can win. Oh, alright, there we go. So won 21-17. Obviously we could do better, but we did win 5 games in a row, and our average is 10.76, so that I think is our running reward mean, so it's pretty darn good. Yeah, I'd say that's a good, pretty high number. I started out in like the -20s, -19, and it slowly crept up, and then all of a sudden it became positive, and I was like, whoa. And then now it's at +10, which is crazy to think about. So yeah, that's my neural network that I've trained, and yeah, so that's basically it. Alright, cool, thanks. So I ended that thing by, just ending clear or Control C, like killing the process. So then now here I'm using an anaconda environment. So you have to do source deactivate. Alright, so now I'm back to normal, and yeah, that was it. Thanks for watching.